have been working on this house for the past 2 to 3 days, and I have a lot of houses that needing to be built, but I haven't had time to really sit down and enjoy myself and not be so stressed out. Um, I think I'm getting sick again, which is funny. Uh, I think my system's just shot. I think I'm just overwhelmed with a lot of real life stuff lately, and I've been trying to just deal with it and not ask anybody for help. So I've been doing small, tiny reconstruction builds in Sims 4. This house is for the Goth family, however. I kind of got sick and tired of how small and it's disgusting and very gross how their house looked like at the beginning. So I decided to move them away from where they were and put Alexander and I don't remember their daughter's name. I forget. Doesn't matter. I decided to move them out of state, put them in a different area where they can just spread their wings and fly. And I was trying to make a smaller house, but this house became so huge and so condensed that the mods that I have, I only mainly thought of the two women in the house. The mods that I have, it just won't do. Um, so I need to go back to my drawing board for 3 to 4 days, and maybe this is a maybe be able to finish this house eventually. Now, I can tell you, however, the son, Alexander, his room is officially done. I don't think his sister's going to like him too much, finding out that he has more room than she does. Well, I kind of did a little bit of a thing is he's the oldest, so he's going to be the one that is um, graduating from middle high school. So he gets the bigger room with the tower, which doesn't make any sense because I always thought his sister was the oldest. Could be the other way around. Doesn't matter. All I know is he's the prodigy child of the family. There's the story. So, anyways, I don't like making houses that are 2-story homes. I hate doing it. I hate building them really, really a lot. But I thought it was time for me to go out of my comfort zone. And holy crap, I will probably never be able to do gameplay in this house. I don't think a lot of people would be able to come on this lot. Ever. How big and condensed this house is. But I really like the way it looks. And I really like the way it's a goth theme, but it's not a goth theme, if that makes any sense. Like, it's still for the Goth family, but it's a little different than that. Like, it's more modernized, but it's still for the Goths. I did have to, however, shrink it. I did have to eventually make it a little bit smaller. What I do like to do is making rooms and stuff on the main ground that is mainly in case somebody wants to do gameplay. So what I did do, because I know toddlers are a hell of a time to going up and down the stairs, grabbing them from their cribs, whatever, that there will be a playroom and a toddler's room in this house, just in case somebody wants to do gameplay. I will probably never come to the Goth family. I'm not saying there's something wrong with the Goths. I'm saying I'm never coming to this house. I hate 2-story homes. I just don't like them. And I don't know if it was because I was never really raised in a 2-story home as a kid. That's a problem. I've always been raised on a 1-floor story home. When I used to have to visit family, that used to have stairs. I hated it because I hate stairs. And in my middle 30s now, I hate stairs. And I live in an apartment and it only has stairs and I hate the stairs. Oh my God. We're not going to be having me to sit here all day and having me rant about how much I hate this apartment and how much I hate the stairs. Because we'll be here all day. So, anyways, this took about 2 to 3 days of me building it and trying to figure out exactly the way I want it to be. I really wanted to have a garage because I think eventually maybe The Sims 4 will finally speak to us and put cars in. I doubt it, but let's hope. So here's me. I'm trying to do my terrain paint. I'm trying to figure out how I want the trees to be because I still what I need would like to look for is dead, disgusting bushes. I do have that in this exact pack, but I also need to look for like dead, gross, black, grungy trees. So it's gonna be a day where I am not busy. Payday's coming up. Friday's coming in about 6, 7 days ish. Well, it's already end of Sunday, so it's already about 6, 7 days. So I know when Friday hits, it's going to be a day of leave me alone. I'm busy. And then I end up going on a 3 week hiatus and not play anything. I do need to button down and start getting my sewing machine back out and maybe get some projects done tomorrow. I really was trying to sew today and I was staring at my TV and my computer. Because where I sit for my sewing is on my desk of where my computer is. And the problem with all that is I was just sitting here and the stupid computer was just tempting me. Come on, Tara, you can do this. Let's get this goth house finished. And I'm thinking like I'm not gonna be able to get it all done today. I don't have all the mods, I don't have everything. So then here's me. I worked on one day clearing out all my old saved files of every single other game that I had, which was the greatest idea I've done. I've saved a lot of time, a lot of space on my hard drive, and now my computer is running smoothly. Then, right when I was going to get into The Sims 4 yesterday, the drivers had to be all updated all at once. So, because of the internet and because of the building that I live in and because it's an older building, fiber optics is not available at this time, which means the speeds that I should have, I don't have, and it's crap. So, I have my spouse, he's doing his security work on the computer, and I'm also trying to install mods. It's not a fun time. So, I just gave up, curled back into bed, turned on a movie, and cuddled with Hazel. Now, let's pause. A little bit of an announcement. I actually adopted my last cat. I always keep saying it's the last cat, but this cat really needed a home. This cat was pregnant. Well, she still is. She was a rescue. She's from the street. And she just had a really rough life. She was really badly feral when this lady got her. And when I saw her picture, I fell in love with her. And to this day, I still love Hazel Basil. Talking about Hazy, it makes me cry because Hazel's my cat. Every time I walk into the bedroom for wet food, Hazel Basil is there demanding for food. She's only been home for about 3 to 4 days now, and I have to say I've gotten very closer. Closer to, maybe as close as I've gotten with Diva and Garfield. Hazel has an understanding. So do I. If she wakes me up at a certain time, so let's say I usually don't go to bed till 4 o'clock in the morning anyways, Hazel gets her wet food before I go to bed. If I sleep in until 1 to 2 in the afternoon, which has been happening recently, oopsie daisies, Hazel's usually at my head grabbing my face mask off of my head, which is basically underneath my mask, so she has to basically nudge my frickin' nose, which hurts my nose piercing, which wakes me up. And because of that, Hazel just startles me. But because of that, with her waking me up, I can get out of bed, take a pain pill, take a Tylenol, and the first person that actually gets fed is Hazel. Then it's Sashi. They both get wet food at the same time. And I think Sashi's been really, really grateful that she actually finally moved into the house. However, today, sadly, Sashi and Hazel kind of had a miscommunication grumpiness. I let those two deal with it. I wasn't going to split up two pregnant cats, and I wasn't going to let them fight. I just told all I told Sasha was to leave her be. She's new. She's been hurt. She's been abused. She's been done this. She's done that. Sasha backed off. She went laid on top of her area, her kennel, and Hazel Basil is on the black shelf, which is now the cat tree. But Hazel used to fall asleep at the old caregiver's house, her previous home, in their bed, which doesn't make any sense. I fell asleep with with hubby today, with Hazel, and I woke up and she wasn't there. She was actually sleeping in my suitcase. I think Hazel found a place where she's going to be having her kittens. Let's just say that. If that happens, then Tim and I are going to have to get new suitcases for when we go traveling next year, which is fine. I don't care. Hazel is Hazel. But the good thing about this is I went to Pet Value the other day, and because I adopted Hazel and I rescued her, I was able to get coupons. So the past couple of days, I've been going with Hazel. Yesterday, we finally made it official. We didn't just make it official with my husband and I. We made it official with Hazel's godmom, the lady who actually brought me Hazel, the lady who actually saved Hazel's life, and the lady who brought me Hazel to have her. We actually took my best friend, her godmom, to go get her name tag yesterday. And we officially named her Queen Hazel. We have Queen Bee, we have Queen Hazel, and we have Princess Diva. The perfect ultimate trio duo. I just hope eventually those two are going to get along. Those three, I mean. I don't know when it's going to happen. I know it just takes time. And as a fur mom, that breaks my heart. Because, yes, I do have real life kids. But as I told Tim, and the people are going to be like, what the heck? She's a really horrible mom for saying this. I would rather have a cat than a child. Because it's so easier to look after them. People are probably scratching their heads like, what did you just say? I love my kids, don't get me wrong. They're great kids. But lately, it's when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do, I'm not a very active person. I can't be. I can barely walk as it is. But lately, what has been helping me with my recovery, because I know I'm eventually always going to be in this wheelchair, but I don't want to just wake up one morning where I have no function of my legs at all. I want to be able to have a little tiny bit of function to where I can get around and I can walk. So lately, what's been getting me out of bed and making me move is Hazel. Hazel makes a really, really bad meow or a really stressful meow. I'm rolling out of bed, literally rolling out of bed, struggling to get out of bed, and crawling because every time I wake up, I'm partially paralyzed with my back. This is what I said before is one day I'm going to wake up and I'm not going to be able to move at all. And that's because of my injury that I have with my spine. So here's the whole backstory. Back in 2014, I was on the way home. I was actually on the way to LAX airport when I was sideswiped because the vehicle that I was in was run down and it stalled on the middle of the interstate. And because of that, when I came home, I didn't really have any idea I actually had problems with my back until one day I woke up and I got out of bed and my back just went out. My entire legs just gave away. And I was just 5.5 weeks pregnant with our son Daniel. And the doctor told me, you're going to have to go on bed rest. So into a wheelchair I go. And the doctor says, you really shouldn't really need bed rest. And I says, because of my mobility problems and because of me not being able to walk, I need it. So the doctor backed off and he walked away in the other room. And he said, okay. And then he said, You know, if you go in that chair, you'll be in it for the rest of your life, right? And I looked at him and I says, so what? I says, I'd rather have my baby than lose my son. Because I was in a really tough time. Tim and I were just got together. Our relationship was brand new. We were having problems. We've been having issues since the day we got together. But I can admit now, to this day, that him and I are actually finally working and making our differences better. And we're actually working more as a team lately. Which is really hard for Tim and I even. Like, people were like, how the heck is that happening? How are you guys making a team? We're literally doing it. And the only thing that's keeping us together is our kids and our cats and each other. You know, if we have a squabble, I try to not have it get to me. But then when it builds up and builds up and builds up, then that's when it gets to me. And then that's when I actually blurt out stuff that I don't mean. And I am unmedicated. Yes, I am. I'm actually very unmedicated right now because I'm still on a waiting list to get with a psychiatrist. But the good thing about all of this is I'm feeling a lot more better and a lot more myself lately because of Hazel. People be like, wow, Hazel, you done it. You fixed her. Not necessarily. I am still really badly depressed and still very, very badly angry at myself. Not because of Tim and whatever mess ups he's done. But I have realized lately, these past couple of weeks, is even if he's messed up or I've messed up, we're still human. And as husband and wife, you know, we're stuck together like glue. In the Catholic faith, you can't get divorced. You can't even get separated. And I knew that was going to happen before we even got together. Because my dad, I asked my father this years before he died, when he came to me and said, don't tell your mother. What is it? I'm Catholic. And that means if your mother finds out, she's going to want to divorce me, and then she's going to find out she can't. So I went Father Matt a couple of weeks ago, because Tim and I, we've been having a lot of problems. A lot. And Father Matt says, Tara, you guys are together forever. If one of you guys die, then that's the only way you guys can go. And I said, thanks. He says, but as husband and wife, you need to talk. And eventually, he'll come forward to you and say, this is what's going on. This is why I'm feeling this way. And yesterday, he opened up to me. Finally, after months of not really talking to me, months of barely able to discuss or have a decent conversation without an argument, he actually opened up to me and told me what was wrong. And I now know that it's mainly my problem. Mainly it's me. So now I know I have to keep mentally telling myself is I'm not mad at Tim, I'm mad at myself. And even if I tell Tim that I hate him and I don't love him, that doesn't make any sense because I do love him. I'm in love with him. And I think I always will be because he's the father of my children. We've been together since we were kids. But what is really love? Love is kind, love is patient, love does not envy or boast or devour one another. That is what love is. Love is patient. So when you say something that's mean or hurtful to your spouse, you don't hate them. You don't love them. You don't love yourself. And that's why you're saying these things. You're angry with yourself, not with your spouse. And that's something that I've been having a hard time coming to terms is I don't hate him. I'm frustrated. I'm upset. I hate myself because I don't know how to express. And this is what happens when two people who have autism, who have learning disabilities, get together. Relationships usually don't last with people that have the autism spectrum. I'm making it work because I try not to have things get to me. Lately, things have been getting to me, and I'm not liking the way my attitude's been, And I am apologizing to my husband right now. I'm sorry. But I have been trying. That's the thing, is some people say, okay, when it's one person, it's the other, and it's the other way around. No, 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 no. When you're having a problem in any relationship, could be your marriage, it could be your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your girlfriend kind of type, or whatever you are unionized, or if you guys are common law partners, like Tim and I were for the longest time. It don't matter. Once you are together, you're together for the rest of your life. So when you do your vows, you do them for the rest of your life. Yes, marriage counseling does work. I can definitely tell you right now, it does work. I've been doing my own counseling online, without my spouse knowing, because I've been wanting to try to better myself. But I do know that I need to get to a psychiatrist. And I need to call tomorrow or the next day to talk to my family physician to see if I can actually get a requisition to go see a family doctor. Because I need to get to my family doctor to get with a psychiatrist, and I'm on a waiting list for that. But if I tell my psychiatrist that it's affecting my relationship and affecting my marriage, that maybe they might be able to get me in. We don't really know what will happen in 10, 15 years from now down the road. But I do know that one day at a time, is what my daddy used to always say to me as a kid. Never plan anything, and never argue with your spouse, or try not to argue. And I remember my dad used to always say to me, oh, here's just me trying to get some artwork and stuff for these rooms. But I remember my dad used to always say to my mom, do you feel better? And Tim does the same damn thing to this day. So even if when I'm arguing, it will take me off of my angriness, that I actually know, and I need to think about why I'm angry. And little arguments can happen in the stupidest ways. Like, why did you dump the oil out of the cast iron skillet? There's barely any communication. In relationships, communication is the key. For years, Tim and I we've been working and trying with communication. Sometimes it's really, really good. Sometimes he just does it because he doesn't want the cat to be drinking out of the cast iron skillet because she loves the grease. I don't know why, she just does. She's a messed up kitty. So he just does it so Davy doesn't get sick. And I am going to say thank you, because I can't afford another vet bill. So I know today or tomorrow or the next day that I need to be able to sit down and talk to him to see what else is going on. I know that he's been really, really stressed, and he's been working so hard to become a security officer that he's actually just about in his final chapter. He's already in chapter 12, and he's doing so well, and he's just about there. And I am so proud of you, honey, if you're watching this. Good job. The good thing is he actually did his very first report yesterday, and he got 155%. Mainly because, I can't say, but it's because he had some help, not by me. He had help with his mind, and he figured out what he had to do and what he had to say. And God, the way he did it and the way he made it sound, it was awesome. Pretty proud of you, by the way. See, when you work as a team and you work as your spouse, you're not fighting. So even if you're getting up every morning, you're fighting and you are mad and you're arguing with your spouse, are you mad because you're pissed off with yourself, or are you pissed off with something else that's pissing you off? So that's something that I'm going to tell you guys, as whoever's watching this and who's ever listening to me to talk and rant about these stories, is before you get into an argument with your spouse or your wife or your husband or whoever, your boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't care, or even your animals, go talk to that person. Just don't be a crazy person and be a crazy cat like I do and go discuss Garfield, why he destroyed my expensive pair of shoes. Just giving an example. He's done it once. I have had so many looks in the mall with me talking to my animal like a human that now I have a cat. Actually, her name is Hazel. She's only been home for 3 days, and now you can have an entire conversation with that cat. I love Hazel. She's a great girl. But anyways, here's me. I'm just working on. I think it's the youngest son's bedroom, and this is where he got the entire huge room with the and he's able to go up there and play music and play video games, and he's up there to be a preteen and to do things, which is pretty cool. A lot of little kids like that kind of stuff, and I know that I've know people that has stuff like that. So I thought since I'm going to be making him into a teenager in a couple days, that is what's going to happen. But anyways, back to the story. So this is another reason why I don't always upload videos. I don't like to be contained to a computer. Summer is just about done, and I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with Tim. But anyways, I must go. It is now 1:01 a.m. at night. By the time you get this video, probably won't be till the morning. But I promised Hazel at 12:30 to go watch a movie with her, and I guess I'm 30 minutes late. And if I walk in the bedroom 30 minutes late, I won't hear the end of it. So I love you all. Hit the like, subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now, guys.